How's everyone today? Like I said, I'm going to do a review of the Viking bags. This is them from behind. They are fairly big and they're nice for storage. They are hard and rigid. And what's nice about them is they have this contour that wraps around the shock, so you can put it closer to your bike technically, and the shock doesn't interfere with it. They are lockable, so we'll just get that done. One thing I don't like about this lock feature, which is nice, but is, and they're Velcroed shut, is that you can't take the key out unless you have it back in the lock position. It's not a problem, I guess, if you want to lock them all the time, but like for people who want to get in their bag really quickly and don't want to lock it, is not concerned, there should be an option to take the key out without locking it. But that's all you can do. It's a nice bit of space in there. You can fit a lot in there. I have no complaints about that. You can definitely fit a 6-pack in there. No, all in all, lots of space. Little compartments for your stuff and that. Like I said, here's that contour for the shock. When it came, you had the option of throwing it over or mounting it to your bike. These right here were holes that the throwover strap were attached to. And I called the company and they have no way of plugging them. So I had to come up with my own way to plug the holes. And what I chose to do was I filled them with Play-Doh as a base, just so something to block it from soaking through. And then I applied on both sides JB Weld. And it worked very well. Watertight, nothing's getting through there. I had to do it again down here because I had some problems putting on the bags, which we're going to get into. And I had to configure the brackets in a way that are not meant to be. So, basically, yeah, that's the bags all in all. I'm not complaining so much now that they're on, but putting them on was not so easy. The biggest problem with this, not so much the passenger side, well, there is no passenger side, what am I talking about? Not so much the left side, but this side with the brake. You see right here, you got your brake right there. When I first put them on, I was getting trouble with this hitting the brake, and I was losing my rear brake. So I had to use all the goddamn spacers that they came with it. So I had to use 2 spacers, and it made it come farther away from the bike than I originally wanted, but at least it doesn't hit my disc anymore. And as you can see over here, you can see the brackets are kind of like slanted a lot this way. That's because I wanted to make it high enough so that none of these hit the disc, hit the brake either. So I had to make it so it was sturdy, which it is, but not hit anything. So that was done, that was okay. Another problem was, this is a metric bike, and they send you imperial bolts. So I had to find bolts, and I see people talk about stuff like this on YouTube all the time, and they say, oh, I just went to my local hardware store. Well, I don't know, but here in Newfoundland it's not so easy to find stuff like that. I found them online, eventually some, and I had to have them shipped here. And I got super long ones just to be safe, and we ended up having to cut some off, but it's better to have it too long than too short. And once we had some frigging around with a friend helping with this, thank God, he was very helpful. Once we got that all on, we finally managed to get them on, and then we started having the problems hitting stuff, so I had to start messing around and eventually got it to work. But now that they're on, they are beautiful, and they work very well. I was a little iffy about the part where they stay on, because to me, I find it looks much better without them, but they're too handy not to have. And on top of that, you never know when you might need storage on the go. I just find it makes the bike look shorter now that I have them, but maybe that's just the way my mind works, I don't know. But yeah, all in all, I would recommend them. Just be prepared to find bolts that will fit, and Now maybe you guys might configure it where you don't have the problem with your brakes, but I know I had to use the longest spacers there. But maybe you might, but now I could have mounted them higher. I didn't want to. If someone else mounts them higher, then I guess you probably wouldn't have the problem, but I didn't want them up too high, then it looks weird too. But yeah, definitely recommend them. And just be prepared to do a bit of work to get them on, that's all. And all the instructions come with it. This is fairly straightforward. And yeah. Okay, thanks guys. Have a good day.